where we explore the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and how it applies to modern life. Today we're diving into a thought-provoking topic. A man must always hide these 8 things from a woman. Now, before we get into it, let's be clear. This isn't about deceit or manipulation. It's about understanding the principles of Stoicism and how they can help us navigate our relationships with more wisdom and composure. Stoicism teaches us the importance of inner strength, self-control, and emotional resilience. By mastering these 8 key aspects, you can build a stronger, more harmonious connection with the women in your life while maintaining your own sense of self. So, if you're ready to learn how to bring Stoic principles into your relationships and discover what these 8 things are, stick around. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest insights. Let's get started. Number 1. His weaknesses. The Stoic theory says that a Stoic man follows a set of timeless rules that help him deal with problems and weaknesses in his life. One important idea behind Stoicism is that the only way to really know someone is by seeing how they handle problems that come up in their weak areas. A Stoic man resists the urge to complain or find comfort in acknowledging his pain. One important part of the Stoic philosophy is the idea of bearing everything with Stoicism, which is a word that includes traits like endurance, fortitude, patience, forbearance, and resignation. That doesn't mean hiding your feelings or saying you don't feel pain. It means facing these problems with a clear head. Stoicism teaches that an individual can't change the outside situations they find themselves in, but they can choose how to react to those circumstances. Stoic men don't try to get sympathy or pity from others, not even from their closest friends and family like their lover or wife. Instead, they draw on their own strength and resolve. Knowing that one's own strength is what makes them strong, Stoicism emphasizes being self-sufficient and building an inner strength that doesn't depend on outside approval or statements of sympathy. This is different from what most people think, which says that showing weakness and asking for help is a sign of strength. Stoicism gives us a different view. The Stoic man knows that suffering in silence has power, not just for the sake of being stoic, but also for building a strong and calm spirit. This silence is not an emotionless hiding of feelings, but a choice to face problems with an unwavering inner strength. It is important for the Stoic man not to let his weaknesses hurt his confidence or self-esteem. Instead, he sees these weaknesses as chances to grow and improve himself. In the Stoic view, every challenge and hardship is a chance to make the person stronger and more moral. It is by admitting his weaknesses that the Stoic man finds the raw materials for his own transformation. The Stoic life is a never-ending journey of self-discovery and self-mastery. Each trial is not an obstacle, but a chance to get better at living with virtue. One of the most important things for a Stoic man is meeting life's uncertainties with poisoned inner strength. This is because the world is full of chaos and unpredictability. One thing that the Stoic man showed is how powerful a trained mind and an unbreakable spirit can be. Number 2. His mistakes. People will always make mistakes because that's just how humans are. Mistakes teach us important lessons and give us chances to grow. This idea is especially important when you want to show kindness. It's easier to understand and forgive others' mistakes and to be more empathetic. This makes relationships better and creates a more supportive atmosphere. Accepting that mistakes are normal makes it easier to be honest with others and improves our bonds with them. Accept your mistakes clearly. The first step to good, caring conversation is to accept and own up to your mistakes. It shows that you are humble and ready to learn. Say sorry with sincere. Sincere apologies can fix problems and show that you care about how other people feel. It is important to say you're sorry and own up to your mistake. Learn about the effects. Think about how the mistake made other people feel. Being aware of this helps you understand how others feel and respond, which builds empathy. Learn from your mistakes. Making mistakes is a great way to learn. Figure out what went wrong and how to keep this from happening again. Share what you've learned. Tell other people what you've learned from your mistake. This not only shows that you've grown, but it also lets other people learn from your mistake. Self-compassion is important. When you mess up, be kind to yourself. Understand that everyone makes mistakes and that each one helps you grow as a person and in your career. Encourage a culture that is open to mistakes. Create a space where mistakes are seen as chances to learn instead of as failures. Support others as they try to grow by encouraging them to be honest about their mistakes. By following these rules, you can talk to people more clearly and kindly, and mistakes will become useful tools for your own and everyone else's growth. Stoic philosophy has a very insightful and instructive way of dealing with mistakes, especially when looking at how a man and a woman interact with each other. From a Stoic point of view, mistakes are not just oversights or errors. They are seen as important steps on the way to becoming wiser and bettering oneself. So, a Stoic man learns from his mistakes by being humble, working hard, and thinking about what he did wrong. Another important part of the Stoic view on mistakes is not telling everyone about them, especially women, in a way that could be seen as a sign of ignorance or foolishness. This view is not about hiding one's flaws out of shame or fear, but because they believe that mistakes are opportunities to learn. The reserved man knows that talking about his mistakes might not always make things better in a relationship or conversation. Being humble and working hard are good traits that help you deal with mistakes. A Stoic man knows that everyone makes mistakes, but he doesn't take them lightly. He gives his tasks and decisions a lot of thought and consideration, which lowers the chance of making a mistake. But when it does happen, he doesn't avoid it. Instead, he sees it as a chance to grow and improve himself. Stoics believe that the best way to grow is to learn from your mistakes. The Stoic man thinks about his mistakes not out of shame or guilt, but with a clear and logical mind, trying to figure out what went wrong and what lessons can be learned from them. This process of self-reflection and analysis is essential for turning mistakes into valuable life lessons that make it easier to handle similar situations in the future with more wisdom. The Stoic man also works hard to fix his mistakes. He knows that getting better is an ongoing process that needs steady work. He doesn't let his mistakes define him. Instead, he uses them to make positive changes and improve himself. One more important Stoic concept is to take responsibility for your mistakes. When a Stoic person does something wrong, they don't blame others or themselves. Instead, they own up to their actions and the results of those actions, and they focus on how they can fix the problem and avoid making the same mistake again. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said it best: "It's not the things that happen to us that bother us, but our thoughts about them." This deep statement supports the Stoic idea that how we see and respond to things, even our own mistakes, determines how they affect us in the end. When a Stoic man makes a mistake, he handles it with a mix of respect, learning, and taking responsibility for himself. He doesn't try to hide his mistakes. Instead, he views them as chances to grow and develops his inner strength and knowledge by following the Stoic virtues. He goes through life with a better understanding and a promise to keep getting better. Number 3. His dreams. His Dreams is an emotional journey that shows the goals, hopes, and problems that a person who is motivated to make dreams come true faces. This journey shows persistence, strength, and unwavering focus on goals, and it can serve as an example for others. The story shows how important it is to have a vision, work hard, and be able to get past problems. It shows that dreams can come true with hard work and the right attitude. Listening with intent. Listen carefully to what is being said. Use your words and body language to show that you are paying attention. Think about what was said before you answer. Kindness. Try to understand and feel what other people are feeling. Recognize how you feel and show that you care. Validate other people's feelings by showing that you understand and back them. Approach without judgment. Don't judge or make assumptions about other people. Set up a safe place where people can talk freely and honestly. Treat people with different ideas and situations with respect. Use of words that are positive. Try to use words that make people feel good and support them. Try not to use harsh or negative words that could hurt or discourage others. Feedback should be given in a way that is both helpful and useful. Tone of voice and body language. Make sure that your body language is friendly and open. Say things in a way that shows you care and respect them. Watch out for body language and face expressions that could change the meaning. Time and patience. Let other people speak without pushing them. Take your time to learn and address their concerns. Pick the right time and place to talk about important things. Self-awareness and controlling yourself. Know what makes you feel bad and what sets you off. Learn how to control yourself to stay cool and collected. Think about how you talk to people and how that affects them. People can communicate more compassionately and effectively, improve relationships, and help others understand each other better by applying these concepts to their daily lives. Number 4. His feelings. Stoicism is a very deep philosophical field. The Stoic man's connection with his emotions and feelings is a complex study of self-awareness. Mindfulness and controlling your emotions on purpose are based on Stoic ideas that say you should understand things instead of pushing them down. He handles the complicated world of feelings with balance, knowing that they affect what he thinks and does. Despite the false belief that Stoicism requires controlling your emotions, the Stoic man doesn't try to hide his feelings. Instead, he welcomes them with a deep awareness and mindfulness. In the Stoic philosophy, emotions aren't seen as enemies that need to be defeated, but as signs that can tell you a lot about your inner state by recognizing and understanding them. The calm man learns more about himself and is better able to handle the challenges of life. The calm man is very aware of how his emotions and feelings might affect the decisions and actions he makes. Stoicism teaches that a wise person doesn't let their feelings get in the way of their thinking. Instead, they use their emotional intelligence to make smart decisions by keeping this balance. The Stoic man makes sure that his reactions to outside events are not based on fleeting emotions, but on a deliberate and well-thought-out thought process. The Stoic man is aware of his emotions, but he is careful about how he shows them to others. This choice is not made to fake emotional indifference, but because he wants to show his emotions in a way that is appropriate and helpful for those around him. He knows that showing emotions to everyone, even his lover or wife, may not always be good for the dynamics of relationships. Stoicism also explains why Stoic men choose to hide some of their feelings from other people. They do this because they want to appear logical and calm. The goal is not to be emotionally detached, but to be in charge of his feelings and be able to choose when and how to show them. He wants to seem calm and logical instead of irrational or overly emotional to other people. In the Stoic philosophy, feelings and emotions are not thrown away, but instead are refined and used to gain self-awareness and knowledge. The Stoic man's way of dealing with his feelings shows how well reason and emotion can work together. This creates a dynamic balance that leads to a life of balance, resilience, and careful engagement with the world. The Stoic man's way of dealing with emotions is a complex dance between self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and the wise expression of emotions. In the grand tapestry of Stoic virtues, his way of dealing with emotions is like a brushstroke that paints a picture of a thoughtful, logical, and emotionally intelligent person navigating the complicated landscapes of the human experience. A key part of good communication is being able to understand and relate to someone else's thoughts. Being aware of and accepting of someone else's feelings can help build trust, respect, and connections. This way of thinking is important for making a caring and supportive environment in both personal and work settings. When we talk to someone with the goal of knowing how they feel, we show that we value their experience and point of view, which can make our interactions a lot better. Listening with intent. Spend your whole attention on the person talking and try to understand not only what they are saying, but also their whole message. Make eye contact, nod to show that you understand, and don't talk over them. Write down what you hear to make sure you understand. Kindness. Put yourself in the other person's shoes to understand how they feel and what they think. Recognize their feelings by showing you. Understand by saying something like, "It sounds like you're frustrated." Attitude of not judging. Talk to people without any opinions or ideas you already have. Allow the person's thoughts to be real, even if you don't agree with them. Questions with no answers. Instead of yes/no answers, ask questions that make people think about what they mean. As an example, "Can you tell me more about what happened?" Or, "How did that make you feel?" Responses that reflect D. Repeat what you hear to show that you understand and give people a chance to ask questions. You could say something like, "It sounds like you're feeling," or "What I'm hearing is," kindness and waiting. Show that you care about how the speaker feels and wait for them to finish speaking. Do not rush the talk or ignore how they feel. Allow them enough time to fully express their thoughts. Feedback that helps. Give input that shows you care and want to help. Action. Give them positive feedback, tell them you appreciate how open they are, and give help if it's needed. When you use these principles in your conversations, you can make them more important and caring, and you can show that you care about how other people feel. Number 5. His secrets. Stoic philosophy says that keeping personal secrets goes hand in hand with the ideas of honor, care, and respect for oneself and others. A man with a tough exterior may share his secrets in different ways depending on the situation, especially when he is with a woman. Stoics don't keep secrets just because they want to. They do it because they know how important privacy is and keeping one's dignity. From a Stoic point of view, secrets are a reflection of one's inner life and personal experiences, so they are kept secret not because they might contain something bad or embarrassing, but because they protect one's privacy and personal dignity. A quiet man respects the privacy of his own thoughts and knows that not everyone, not even close friends and family, needs to know everything about his life. In Stoic thought, discretion is a very important virtue, and it leads how a Stoic man deals with other people. He doesn't spread rumors or lie about other people because he knows that doing so hurts his own reputation and the reputations of others. He doesn't speak out because he's afraid of being found out, but because he respects their and his own privacy. The fact that he is being quiet shows that he values personal space and keeping shared secrets private. The Stoics believe that honor and honesty are very important. A Stoic man is dedicated to keeping his word and staying honest. He doesn't lie or betray others because he knows that doing so would go against his morals and hurt their trust in him. His honor-based behavior includes how he handles his own secrets, as well as those given to him by others. Similarly, the Stoic man treats secrets with care and respect. He doesn't share or take advantage of other people's secrets, but instead protects them, knowing that doing so is a way of honoring their privacy and dignity. This protective stance isn't about hiding the truth or avoiding responsibility, but about protecting the sanctity of personal experiences and inner lives. For Stoics, keeping secrets safe means having a lot of self-trust. The Stoic man tells himself his secrets and relies on his own judgment and discretion to decide what should be shared and what should stay private. This self-trust doesn't mean he is lonely or doesn't trust other people. It just means he is sure he can handle his own inner world. Romero. When the Stoic speaker said that the human soul is the most sacred thing in the world, he summed up this theory very well. Simply put, this sentence shows how Stoics think about the inner self, which includes their thoughts, feelings, experiences, and secrets. As a way to honor the sacredness of the human soul, the Stoic man handles his secrets with a delicate balance of discretion, honor, and respect. He values the privacy and dignity of his inner world and knows that not all parts of his life need to be shared. His dedication to discretion, trustworthiness, and protection of personal boundaries shows that he values the sacredness of the human soul. By living this way, the Stoic man embodies the principles of Stoicism by living a life based on honesty, respect for privacy, and the development of a good and honorable inner self. To understand and find out the hidden knowledge or insights from a respected person, usually a spiritual or historical leader who left behind a body of teachings and principles, is what his secrets can mean. These secrets aren't always real. Sometimes they're just deep thoughts that need more thought and understanding. What it means to be humble. Stress. How important it is to be humble in all situations and activities. To be truly wise, one must first be aware of what they don't know. Listening with a goal. Active and empathetic. Listening means focusing on what the other person is saying instead of just replying. Sometimes hearing and being quiet can say more than words. Communicating with compassion. Talk to people with care and kindness and try to encourage and help them. Be careful with the words you use. They can heal or hurt. Being honest and authentic. Be honest in everything you say and do, and be true to yourself. Being real builds trust and respect, which are the building blocks of deep partnerships. How to do this well. Regularly think about your deeds, thoughts, and experiences to learn more about yourself and grow as a person. Thinking about yourself can help you become wiser by revealing secret truths. Being open to change. Accept changes and learn to live with them. See them as chances to grow instead of problems. Being open to change and flexible is what makes people strong and helps them move forward. Being thankful and mindful. Make it a habit to be thankful and pay attention to the present. Being grateful makes you enjoy the little things in life more, and being aware brings peace and clarity. Finding the deep wisdom that leads to a more compassionate, honest, and thoughtful way of life is what His Secrets is all about. People can make stronger connections, grow as people, and live a more fulfilling life by using these lessons. Number 6. His pains. In the ancient Greek theory of Stoicism, the way a Stoic person deals with pain shows how strong he is and how determined he is to stay calm inside. This point of view has a big effect on how he deals with and talks about his pain, especially when he's in a relationship with a woman. According to the Stoic view, pain is not something to hide or deny, but something to rise above suffering and face challenges with a calm and positive attitude. From a Stoic point of view, showing one's pains publicly, especially in a romantic relationship, could be seen as a sign of suffering and misery. The Stoic man, on the other hand, doesn't give up when things get hard. Instead, he keeps a calm and positive attitude, knowing that problems are a normal part of going through life. The Stoic man's response to pain is marked by endurance. He doesn't let pain control his mood or behavior. Instead, he faces it with patience and strength. Stoicism tells us that dealing with hard times with grace is not a sign of weakness, but of strength and resilience. The Stoic man believes in this theory and chooses to deal with his pains with endurance and, surprisingly, joy. When he is in pain, the Stoic man doesn't moan or groan. Instead, he handles it with grace and gratitude. This choice is not based on a sadistic need to suffer, but on the knowledge that dealing with pain with grace can change a person. The Stoic man knows that pain, like all other parts of life, can be a chance to learn more about himself and grow. The Stoic philosophy encourages a unique way of looking for pain relief. A Stoic man doesn't actively seek comfort or immediate relief from his pains. Instead, he sees them as challenges that will make him stronger. By seeing them as chances to grow and be challenged, he turns the experience into a meaningful and life-changing part of his journey. Stoic men don't show weakness or try to get sympathy when they're hurt. Instead, they see pain as a personal challenge and an opportunity for internal transformation. By not showing their pain, they focus their energy on overcoming challenges with resilience and keeping a stoic and cheerful demeanor. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said it best when he said, "Pain is an opportunity for internal transformation." Tests of fire. Gold and bad luck put brave men to the test. This comparison supports the Stoic view that problems and challenges, which are represented by the fire, are chances for people to show how strong and kind they really are. In essence, the Stoic man faces this test with bravery and strength. A Stoic person deals with pain by combining persistence, joy, and growth that changes them. By facing problems with determination, keeping a positive attitude, and seeing pain as a chance to grow, he lives up to the Stoic ideals of inner strength and calmness. By taking this approach, the Stoic man goes beyond suffering, handling life's problems with grace and a strong dedication to personal growth. Number 7. His pleasures. Stoicism's view on pleasure is characterized by a strong call for balance and temperance. This point of view is especially important when it comes to a Stoic man's relationships and interactions with women. Stoicism, which focuses on virtue and self-mastery, gives us a more complex view of pleasure, seeing it as something that can lead to overindulgence and addiction if we don't approach it with care and control. Pleasure isn't bad in and of itself, but how we relate to pleasure is something that needs careful thought. To stay true to the Stoic principles of self-discipline and reason, he knows that letting pleasures rule or corrupt him would be wrong. So, he approaches his pleasures with reason and moderation. The Stoic man loves pleasures, but always keeps in mind that they are temporary and could take his attention away from more important things. This view on pleasure is not about deprivation or aesthetics, but about finding a balanced and thoughtful way to include pleasure in life. The Stoic man avoids excess and indulgence by being careful and restrained in his pursuit of pleasurable experiences. By doing this, he makes sure that his pleasures don't take over his life, but stay as parts of it that he can enjoy without sacrificing his principles or well-being. Since Stoics believe that wanting and craving pleasures will only lead to unhappiness and chaos, they practice not attaching to them. They don't let their wants cloud their judgment or stray from their morals. Instead, they use their pleasures with wisdom and virtue, making sure that they serve them instead of controlling them. Stoicism also stresses how important it is to not waste or abuse joys. The Stoic man values the quality of his experiences over the quantity of them. He wants to keep and improve his pleasures not by indulging them, but by being aware of their worth and enjoying them in a mindful way. This way of thinking helps him get real satisfaction from his pleasures without falling into the trap of excess or hedonism when he's with women. The Stoic man stays true to the principle of self-regulation. He doesn't look for pleasures in other people, like relationships. Instead, he focuses on controlling his wants and needs from within, making sure they are in line with his Stoic values. Being able to control himself shows that he values personal purity and freedom. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, sums up this way of life with his deep understanding. Freedom is not gained by fully enjoying what is wanted, but by controlling the desire. This quote shows the Stoic idea that real freedom and happiness come from controlling one's wants and needs instead of letting them control them. This kind of knowledge is shown by the Stoic man, who finds freedom and happiness not in unrestrained pleasure, but in the thoughtful and disciplined enjoyment of pleasures. Ultimately, a Stoic man approaches pleasure by carefully balancing enjoyment with self-control. By enjoying pleasures in a thoughtful and measured way, he upholds the values of temporality and rationality. This balanced approach lets him enjoy life's pleasures without falling for the traps of excess and indulgence, thus living in line with the noble principles of Stoicism. Number 8. His love. Stoicism has a unique way of looking at the idea of love that stresses rationality, independence, and being able to take care of yourself. A man who follows the rules of Stoicism approaches love in a way that doesn't involve too much connection or dependence. This point of view is very important for knowing how a Stoic man deals with relationships and feelings. Love isn't about losing yourself in someone else or becoming too attached to them. It's about loving with freedom and reason. He thinks of love as a feeling that should be guided by knowledge and understanding. He is able to stay independent and self-sufficient even when he is in a relationship he loves, because he doesn't let his love cloud his judgment or tie him down in a way that goes against his values or freedom. When loving another person, the Stoic man practices respect, dignity, and equality. He sees love as an exchange of care and respect, not as a way to hold on to or control someone else. This view allows for a healthy and balanced relationship where both people are free to be themselves and grow on their own. Also, the Stoic man doesn't demand or expect love in a way that puts stress on the relationship. Instead, he appreciates and cherishes the love he receives, knowing that love is a gift to be valued and not a right to be claimed. This way of thinking makes him more grateful and mindful in his relationships, which improves the quality and depth of his emotional connections. The Stoic man doesn't feel the need to constantly show his love through words alone. He knows that true love is shown through actions and behaviors that show care, understanding, and support. His love isn't just spoken, it's shown through his daily interactions and how he treats his partner. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, said, "The best way to get revenge is not to become like the person who wronged you." This quote shows the Stoic belief in staying good, even when faced with problems or negative influences. In the context of love, it means that a Stoic person stays true to his values and doesn't let his feelings make him do things that are against them. Because of this, The Stoic man's approach to love is a mix between emotional depth and logical understanding. He loves deeply and honestly, but always knows how important it is to keep his independence, virtue, and good judgment. This well-balanced approach to love lets him build deep and satisfying relationships while staying true to the basic principles of Stoicism. This leads to a happier and more peaceful life in the end. Socrates says that a man should always hide these 8 things from a woman. This doesn't mean a man should lie to a woman or be cold or distant from her. It means a man should be honest and loyal, but also quiet and humble. It means a man should be warm and affectionate, but also smart and strong. It means a man should be a man and not a boy, by keeping these things from a woman. A man doesn't hide himself from her. Instead, he shows her his bravery, knowledge, and honesty. He shows his virtue, which is the only thing that counts in life, through his strength, honor, joy, moderation, and love. This is the Stoic way of living and loving. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's not popular, but it's right. It's not for everyone, but it works for us. We're the Stoics, and we want to help you join us. If you want to learn more about Stoicism and how it can change your life for the better, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified of our new videos. In them, we'll talk about how to apply Stoicism to your daily life and find happiness and peace of mind. Thanks for watching, and remember that all you need is yourself to be happy.